We are competing on a global scale. We are doing business on a global scale. Listen, it was cool and all when they did the Black Lives Matter on the court here. But I tell you what, when they start getting involved and they start saying stuff about China and all of that other type of stuff, LeBron shut the piss up. He ain't say nothing about China. They was like, listen, we got to get to that international bag. Our compensation is also based off of revenue sharing with the players. China is planning on canceling games and TV appearances. My man, the management that wind up getting fired at the Rockets just for saying something about Chinese companies, they ain't playing that. Listen, you can say whatever you want here. They're going to protest. They're going to do all of that other type of stuff. But when we start talking about competing on a global level, money matters. I had a whole conversation with the dude yesterday, and I said, listen, we had that conversation about a woman becoming president or whatever, and whatever, his opinion, my opinion. I said, listen, bro, when you start talking about a global scale, all of this stuff that happened here, that's cute. When you're talking about a global scale, it matters. I was familiar with what was going on with the Staples Center a little while ago because I was following this story for a little while when I knew that they had re-upped, but they had bought themselves out of the naming rights of the stadium with the Staples Center, right? I knew that they had bought themselves out of this deal. So it was absolutely awesome and phenomenal to hear and then see a follow-up when people was hitting me up on Instagram and sending me the story and saying that LA Staples Center is being renamed after a cryptocurrency firm. My boy Angel says, salute, just finished up my work with me stream to keep a brother productive. Had to tune in. PS, when the seat at the table spot's opening up. Angel, you are one of the people that I'm reaching up to. You are one of the people. You're helping mold a lot of good people. Listen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I do have to get into the show. Thank y'all always loving me and pouring into me, which is why one of the reasons why I can't wait to cam up with y'all at 11 a.m. Eastern every single morning. And I tell y'all after the show to make sure that y'all shout out your friends. But let's continue. So a lot of people hit me up with this story today and said one of the biggest sports entertainment venues in the U.S., the Staples Center in Los Angeles, will be renamed after a cryptocurrency company in a multi-million-dollar deal. Now, y'all going to see exactly how big this deal is. All right, licensing is real. Naming rights, real. Being in certain markets to be able to take advantage of this compared to other markets, it's real. All right. Singapore-based firm. When I tell y'all on the regular, nobody cares about how you feel in America. Nobody cares about how you looking for somebody that looks like you in order to do business with, or I feel more comfortable because I seen another one of me in there. We are competing on a global scale. We are doing business on a global scale. Listen, it was cool and all when they did the Black Lives Matter on the court here. But I tell you what, when they start getting involved and they start saying stuff about China and all of that other type of stuff, LeBron shut the piss up. He ain't say nothing about China. They was like, listen, we got to get to that international bag. Our compensation is also based off of revenue sharing with the players. China is planning on canceling games and TV appearances. My man, the management that wind up getting fired at the Rockets just for saying something about Chinese companies, they ain't playing that. Listen, you can say whatever you want here. They're going to protest. They're going to do all of that other type of stuff. But when we start talking about competing on a global level, money matters. I had a whole conversation with the dude yesterday, and I said, listen, we had that conversation about a woman becoming president or whatever, and whatever, his opinion, my opinion. I said, listen, bro, when you start talking about a global scale, all of this stuff that happened here, that's cute. When you're talking about a global scale, it matters. Who gets in a room with you and whether or not they're willing to listen to you talk matters. No matter how you feel, no matter how they protesting over here, it matters. But let's continue, all right? I talk my talk because I look at everything from a financial and a business perspective, just like the rest of the world, okay? They paying more than $700 million for the rights to the 20,000 seat stadium, which will be called the Crypto.com Arena. $700 million. It is largely believed to be the biggest deal for any arena in the United States of America. It's real. It has agreed to a 20-year deal with, listen, Anton got to get his calculator. I'm a C student. I am a C student. So I got to get my calculator out. Man, I got to do the math. So you said 700 M's. Let me see, make sure I got enough zeros on there. Divided by 20. That's 35 M's a year. Just for putting a name on the top of the building, they doing $35 million a year for the rights to the 20,000 seat stadium to be called Crypto.com Arena. That's a bag, ladies and gentlemen. The rebrand will be effective from Christmas Day. So now we know the reason why they wanted to buy out the naming rights from Staples so that they can change the name, because the deal that they had with Staples was nothing like the deal that they was doing with Crypto.com from Singapore. All right. Mike says, hey, big brother, great show as always. Keep it up. Thank you, fam. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for the super chat. I very, very much appreciate you. Staples Center, we still calling it the Staples Center, is home to 4 professional sports teams: the Lakers, the Clippers, the Sparks, as well as the ice hockey's LA Kings. Now, we know the Clippers is building their own stadium, right? It also has hosted major boxing events, such as music's greatest stars, including Bruce Springsteen and Taylor Swift. Hey, y'all see the deal that Taylor Swift just did where she re-recorded her own music? We'll get into that tomorrow. That's tomorrow's show. The stadium was opened in October 1999. This will mark the first naming chain. The office supply company Staples Inc. initially paid $100 million for the naming rights for 10 years. So that's 10 years, $10 million a year. All right. In 2009, it signed a deal to extend those rights indefinitely. But in 2019, looked like they've been negotiating this for over 2 years. In 2019, stadium owner AEG bought the rights back for an undisclosed sum. So they was like, listen, we gonna buy the rights back because they already had somebody waiting in the wings, and they was like, we gonna give you that 700 M's. We don't care nothing about this indefinite deal that you're going. When money is on the table, everything changes. That's why I said in my live stream on my other channel, listen, every woman got a price. When that money is on the table, the dynamics change. They be like, indecent proposal. No, I'm just messing with y'all. I'm just messing. Crypto.com launched in 2016. According to this website, the company has some 10 million users and 3,000 employees. Its main business is running an online exchange that allows users to trade and store cryptocurrencies, but has recently launched its own token. They said, we're not even just going to be the exchange. Now we got our own token. The company's co-founder, Chris, told Los Angeles Times that in the next few years, people will look back at this moment as the moment when crypto crossed the chassis into the mainstream. Too late. I mean, I know that's marketing mumbo jumbo, but it's too late. We all know that crypto has crossed the chassis into mainstream. In recent years, cryptocurrency companies, you like my pauses? My teachers told me to pause, Anton. Don't just keep doing run-on sentences. My English teacher, shout out to Mrs. Gates, AP English, accelerated. Yeah, Anton was accelerated English. That was where I met my wife. We was in Miss Gates' class. Shout out to Miss Gates for making a love connection. She said, Anton, make sure you take a long enough pause in between your sentences and hook the audience back in. So then I say, crypto crossed into the chassis, into the mainstream. In recent years, you like that, don't you? Cryptocurrency companies have become increasingly involved in sports sponsorship as the industry seeks to obtain mainstream recognition. What's going on, Randy? What's up, love? Crypto.com has already more than 400 million worth of sports sponsorship deals, including the high-profile shirt partnership with the Philadelphia 76ers basketball team. You mean that's on their jerseys? I didn't know that. It's news to me. Meanwhile, in Major League Baseball, announced a 5-year partnership with the cryptocurrency exchange company FTX. So big money, big news, big global movement. It don't matter about what's going on in your hood. It don't matter about what's going on in your city. It don't matter about what's going on in the space that you live in, whether or not you like this job or not. We competing on a global scale. It's a global market. It's a global opportunity for you to get to the bag. And pay attention. When you go to college, when you send your kids to college, Don't make a decision based off of whether or not they need to go based off of people that look like them or the certain environment. Make a decision based off of whether or not they'll be able to compete for the rest of their life globally. It's a big world. 9 billion people and growing in this world. It's a big world.